4 bars of fun. Hey drummers, how's it going? It's Alex once again, bringing some more fun for you drumming ideas. I thought today I'd bring back 4 bars of fun. We're going to play 3 grooves, 1 fill, and this is aimed at you drummers that are sort of like trying to bridge the gap between beginner and intermediate. So if you play it slow, if you're a beginner, I'm sure you can get this down. There's a couple of little tricky parts, but if you're an intermediate, then the idea is to play this loud, proud and fast. So with that in mind, let's crack on. Here we go.
All right, so we've got 4 bars to get through. The first 3 of them are grooves. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn like bars 1 and 2. We're going to learn how to play that together, and then we'll look at bars 3 and 4 separately. Bar 4 is the fill. It's fairly basic, but it sounds pretty cool when you start speeding it up. And the idea is we're playing quarter notes with the hi-hats for all the grooves, and then we'd be chucking in little patterns between the kick and the snare, which are going to be 1/8 notes. And at one point, we're going to chuck in some 16th notes as well. So if we have a look at bar 1, it goes like this. We've basically got bass, snare, then snare, kick, snare, kick. And the important thing to do with this is to make sure the right hand isn't following what your right foot's doing. So you don't want to be going like bass, snare, snare, kick, snare, kick. You've got to try and separate it, all right? So get a bit of independence going with that right foot. So we're going to get bass, snare, snare, kick, snare, kick. So you want to hit those kicks just on the upstroke of those little hi-hat notes you're playing as well, just to make sure you're not hitting them at the same time. Bass, snare, snare, kick, snare, kick. Pretty easy. All right, if we move on to bar 2, we're going to get this little pattern when you go right, left, right, kick. And if we were counting it, it'd be 1 and 2 and. Again, playing that bass drum independently and that snare drum just in between these quarter notes. So we've got 1 and 2 and. They're the easy part. Now beats 3 and 4, we're going to get this little pattern when you go 3 and, so there's another snare kick with the kick on its own. And then on for beat 4, we're going to go together with both the hands, snare, and then we're going to take an 1/8 note and split it into 2 16ths, and we're going to play a right left on the snare drum. So we get this, which is nice and simple. So I'll play it one more time. Snare, kick, together, right, left. So bar 2 all together goes like this. We've got right, right, kick, together, right, left. And when I'm saying together, I mean both your hands at the same time. So a tiny bit faster. And that's bar 2 done. Now the best thing is if we play these back to back. So let's give that a crack. That's bar 1. And that's bar 2. So put them together. So what I'll do now is I'm going to play the same thing again. I'm just going to loosen the hi-hat slightly, whack a crash on beat 1, just thrash it up a tiny bit and increase the tempo. Even faster. And that's bars 1 and 2 done. Okay, so let's now move on to bars 3 and 4. Bar 3 is quite a tricky one. It's got a little turnaround on beats 3 and 4, which can be a bit tricky. But if we look, beats 1 and 2 are almost exactly the same as beats 1 and 2 on the first bar. So we're just going to have a bass drum and hi-hat as a quarter note, snare drum and hi-hat as a quarter note, and that's beats 1 and 2 done. When we get to beat 3, we're going to play snare and then a kick on its own. So that's snare and hi-hat, followed by a kick, and then we're going to swap it around and do the opposite. So then we're going to go kick and a hi-hat, followed by a snare. So if I play that really slowly, we're going to get 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. All right, now try and resist that temptation again to get the right hand copying what the right foot's doing. So when you get to those 2 kicks going from the and of beat 3 to beat 4, you want to be nailing that hi-hat just on beat 4, okay? Because the hi-hats are just on 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'll play it nice and slowly again. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's bar 3 done. So bar 4, we've got to the drum fill now. This is quite a fun one. Now the best way of thinking about it is we're going to be playing 4 on the snare, their 16th note, then we're going to hit a bass drum and a hi-hat, open the hi-hat for an 8th note, do another 4 snares, then do the same again, another open hi-hat and bass drum, which is going to last for an 8th note, and then for the last group of 4, 4 straight, right, left, and we'll be going snare, hi, floor, floor, and then we can wallop our crash at the end. So bar 4, the drum fill goes 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and 4 E and a finish. All right, so let's play it really slow. 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and 4 E and a finish. So now it's time to put together bars 3 and 4 and see what they sound like. So here we go. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'm just going to increase the tempo, increase the intensity, make it loud, get those hi-hats open a tiny bit more, wallop that crash on beat 1, and let's see how that sounds. Faster! Alright, so we've got bars 1 and 2 sounding sweet, bars 3 and 4 sounding fat. Let's put them together, and then what I'll do is I'll start off by playing it relatively slow, sort of a medium tempo, and then I'll do what I did with the other ones, just thrash it up a tiny bit, get some crashes in there, open the hi-hat and make it a bit sort of, you know, rock it up a tiny bit. So let's do that.